start over. Hi friends, welcome to A Glow in the Dark. This is Carissa Kurowski, and today I'm sharing my thoughts on what it's like being 1 year in recovery from a mental illness. And right away, I just want to start by saying I thought for a long time about how I wanted to phrase that, and recovery is the word I want to use. And I realize that some people might think that that makes light of an addiction, or I don't know, tries to put mental health in the same category, and that's not really, it's not totally my intent. But I've realized that we tend to look at mental health as something that's not as difficult as other illnesses, and it truly can be for some people. So for me, it has been a recovery. It wasn't just like a snap, you're healed. It has been a process, and I'm still going through it. I actually didn't realize it had been this long. So to start, this journey, this part of my life, this recovery part, all started back in August of 2017. I wrote a letter to Abraham Hicks. If you're not familiar with them, Esther Hicks is a gal who says that she channels a entity, if you will, a spirit of the universe called Abraham. You can read all about them if you want, but anyway, I've been into them for a while, really enjoy her stuff, and I was kind of, I go back and forth about how I term my creator, and it goes from spirit to source to God to whatever. And that day I was just feeling it was Abraham, so that's who I wrote the letter to. So I wrote this long letter to Abraham and just kind of talked about how I needed help, and I was sick of living the way that I was living, and I was just open to guidance about how I was going to heal myself and get over things and finally make a step for the better. And after that, I did have some stuff that came to me, and it was really powerful. It came to me while I was driving, just a lot of like messages of love and hope and healing. And then probably then the month after that, I kind of dove back down. My trend with depression, anxiety, mental health has been a big roller coaster. So I'd have times where I'd feel good and then bad and then good and bad over and over. And as I sunk into this low point again, that next month, I was sick of it, like fed the fuck up with all of my mental health shit. Okay, just totally and completely over it. And it really came to a crux because I sat down one day and realized I had given up. Not in a way that I wanted to kill myself, because I've always known that I would never kill myself, even if I wanted to. And I'm not saying I was really suicidal, but I had just given up. I had accepted that my life was going to be mediocre forever, and that I would have these roller coasters forever, and it was never going to change. I looked into getting a full neuropsychological evaluation, which meant like they do psychological testing, but they also do neurological, like check your brain out stuff. It's like $2,000. I was ready to pay for that. I also had started to see a nurse practitioner, and I was on different kinds of supplements that she recommended. She thought that I probably had a couple different viruses that might have been contributing to my exhaustion and mental health, and the complete and like utter exhaustion, tiredness was my biggest issue. So that's kind of why I went to see her. Anyway, so all this was swirling around, and I just accepted that my life would be meh. And I really sat with that for a minute. I really sat with it. And something inside me just like rebelled, and it was like, no, fuck that. We are not doing that. You are not living your life. You're not living a mediocre life. Like, God put a spark in you to inspire people in this world and make the universe a better place. We are not going there. I didn't know I was gonna get emotional about this. My goodness. So I just had this like rebellion in my heart, and I wrote another letter to the universe, and it was basically an ultimatum. And it would take a while to read the whole thing, but it basically said, this is it. This is your last chance. I have, for 15 fucking years, been miserable, and my life has felt hopeless and horrible, and this is it. If I believed that if I believed that you had to pay the piper, I've paid it 1,000,000 times over. So, universe, it's your turn. Do whatever you need to do, but I'm done. We're getting over this once and for all, and you just figure out how it's gonna happen. And actually, I posted this on my blog. If you would like to read it, the blog is called antithesisofself.wordpress.com. That's my blog. And the post is labeled, I had to look it up. The post is called Your Move, Universe. Aptly named, right? So I did that, and I don't know. I just continued to take the supplements that the nurse practitioner suggested, and I slowly noticed a change. I just started to feel less tired, and again, being tired, that was the biggest, most huge barrier I experienced, because it got in the way of everything. It makes your mental health worse. It made it so I just so dysfunctional. You feel like you can't take care of the house, you can't take care of your baby, or yourself even. So I just started to slowly feel better and better. And I don't even know if it was one day, but within a couple months, I realized I could be done. I could be done being depressed. And it was like I was able to just kick it out for once. It's so hard to explain this. But because I had a little bit more energy, and I had worked on myself, right? So if you've seen my other videos, I've been working on healing myself for the whole 15 years. So I have studied different thought patterns, and I've taken classes, and healed things spiritually, and done all kinds of different things. So helping with this exhaustion in me, like, allowed all of that preparation to come to fruition. And I was able to finally just like kick it out and let it go. And it wasn't immediate. In fact, it probably took the whole year, because now we're here more than a year later, and I can honestly say that I'm cured. It's gone, and I'm not letting it ever come back. So anyway, so we had the September, and then it was like in, I don't know, February of last year, 2018, the early part of last year, I proclaimed myself cured. Even though I wasn't 100% sure I was, I just did it. I think I posted on Facebook and maybe in a couple communities, and I just said, I cured myself. I'm done with it, and it's never coming back again. And I was fucking terrified to do this. Like, you guys, I was freaking out about doing this, because my first thought, first of all, was, who am I to proclaim myself healed? Who am I to say that I have the power to cure depression? And what if it comes back? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? And there have been so many times in my life where I thought things were getting better. What if this is just one of those times and it's going to come back? But I just knew. I knew it was time to be done with it and proclaim that I was cured. And to take responsibility for my thoughts and life and everything I had been doing, and to just stop telling the story of I'm sick, to stop telling the story of I'm depressed and it's never getting better. I was done. I needed to just end that story and move into a new one. And that's what I did by proclaiming myself cured. So again, it did take a little bit of time. I did have a couple times where it would dip back down a little bit, but it was different this time. So now looking back on it, I can tell that like that roller coaster kind of evened out, and it's been more flat. One great thing that I've been able to really notice this is there's an app called Mood Path. It's really great. If you're experiencing mental health issues, I really recommend it. It's a great app, and it just kind of tracks your mood throughout the day. And it didn't keep my data, unfortunately, from a few years ago. But at the time, it tracks your mood for a period of 14 days, 3 times a day. So if you would have looked back at my data a year before 2018, it was almost all bad. Like bad, 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 bad. Okay, bad, okay, bad, bad, bad. For pretty much every 14-day period I picked. That's the trend. So I started it back up again now, and it's so cool to see it because there's no bads in there. There's no bads in there. Honestly. It's been like good, okay, good, 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 okay, 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 good, 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 really good. I'm crying because it's like a fucking miracle. I can't even tell you, after 15 years of feeling dead inside, how amazing it feels to be coming back to life. And I just feel really grateful right now for everything that led me to this. So that's where we are now. I'm really proud of the work that I've done and the progress I've made. I do feel like I've walked a million miles, and sometimes it's easy to discount how far I've come. But really, I mean, even looking back at my journals, man, it's been hard. And it's so much better now. So much better. And I think I wrote somewhere on one of my Facebook groups, 2019 is the year I get to come back to life. So I had 2016, one of the worst years of my entire life, and the best because I had my baby. 2016 was all about surviving. 2017 was just kind of like status quo, making it through, maintaining, I guess. 2018 was about introspection, being introspective and healing, moving forward and starting to live again. And 2019 is going to be about thriving. So I hope that, as always, this gives you hope and inspiration and maybe shows you a path forward, that you have hope in your own life. I started to lose hope and think that I would be this way forever, that I would have to start getting on medication and just deal with the hand that I was dealt. And I'm not saying that you won't have to be on medication or whatever. Every individual is different. But I really hope that this does give you some sense of light to look forward to in your life. This is why I named the channel A Glow in the Dark, because when you're down in the darkness or looking from the darkness, sometimes the light is small and seems so far away, and other times it's just within reach. And I hope that I've brought it a little bit closer to you. So if you liked this, please share this video with someone who needs this message. I love you. Thank you so much for stopping to watch this, watch my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, show me some support, and I hope you join me next time.